Dr. Karan, stress is the body's way of trying to protect us, isn't it?
Yeah, it's it's an evolutionary reflex or a mechanism that our ancestors used to, run away from a predator or, just fight against something, the fight or flight response or the stress response. But in modern day society, we can't exactly fight our boss or run away from a work email. And, if you did that, it would probably make the stress worse. Some stress is good, before a big sporting event or before an exam, but that sort of continuous activation of the nervous system, the stress response, can actually cause wear and tear on our bodies.
Mm. And stress can cause a lot of physical symptoms, can't it? But the one I didn't realise is a cough.
Oh, yeah. So it's important to realise that stress isn't just a psychological state, it's also a biological one. And there's lots of hormones which are released, like cortisol and adrenaline, which are stress hormones. And these can, it can cause your breathing to quicken, and that can result in coughs and a bunch of other stuff throughout the body as well.
Yeah, and sometimes you have breakouts in your skin. That's all stress-related, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. So, the cortisol, which is one of the stress hormones, can increase the production of oils from your sebaceous glands in your skin. That can cause more oil, greasy skin breakouts, and it can even lead to, flare-ups of psoriasis, eczema, and other skin conditions as well.
Mm. I mean, that can have a big impact on your immune system then as well, can't it, stress?
Massively. So stress actually impacts your immune system in two big ways. One is it actually, because of the cortisol, it, suppresses the immune system and the inflammatory pathways, leaving you, at higher risk of colds and infections and things like that. But also, stress causes something called hyperarousal. You're awake more, you're not sleeping, and lack of sleep, even one night of not sleeping, can lower your immune system's natural killer cells by 70%.
Wow.
Again, you're picking up more colds and infections. So if you are constantly getting those infections, maybe you're not sleeping enough or you're overstressed.
Mm. Yeah. I know one of the things you love to do with your videos online, you get some sort of quirky ideas to explain what's going on. You've brought some shoelaces with you. We're intrigued. What's that?
Yeah, kindly donated these shoelaces by Alex, guy working here. So basically, this is your DNA, this squiggly thing here. At the end of the shoelaces, you have these aglets or tips which protect the shoelaces from, the ends of the shoelaces from being frayed. So in our DNA, the tips or the protection of the DNA are called telomeres. And telomeres, scientists use telomeres to see how we age. So the more they shorten, the faster we age. And actually, these protect against aging. And one of the biggest enemies of aging and these telomeres shortening is actually stress. So the more you stress and the more, cortisol and adrenaline, all that's released, it can actually cause these telomeres to shorten. And when they eventually shorten, this can expose the DNA to damage, and that can actually cause you to age faster.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I tell you what, Alex needs to wash his laces. Well, you're always, I reckon you're one of the most laid-back guys I've met. You don't seem to get stressed, do you?
I think I've got a long shoelace. I'm actually 65. Really chilled out.
Yeah.
What do
you do to chill out?
Running.
Yeah.
As you know, I love running.
Yes, you do.
Going to the gym, or maybe in the new year taking up yoga.
OK. These are all good things, Dr. Karan?
Yeah, so exercise is a proven, mechanism to cope with stress. It releases endorphins. These are natural painkillers. It also reduces cortisol, one of the stress hormones. But there's other things you can do. I mean, if you've got a pet at home, you can cuddle your pet, and that actually changes your brain chemistry.
that is your dog. We should just.
That is my monster.
It's not just randomly picked it up in the park.
No, that is, his name is Shadow. He's only 11 months old and he's 60 kilos.
Wow.
But yeah, dogs and pets can change your brain chemistry, release dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, all make you feel good. But also, two really good tips for if you don't have pets and if you just want to do something nice, and that's science-based, something called abdominal breathing. So basically, a lot of people breathe in with their chest, but if you kind of lean forwards and put your hands on your heads and think that you're actually blowing out your stomach like a balloon when you breathe in, that actually stimulates the vagus nerve, which we know is one of my favourite nerves. And that causes a lowering of heart rate, blood pressure. And one final thing is something called progressive muscle relaxation. If you just squeeze your muscles and contract them really hard for 10 seconds and then release, and you keep working your way down your body, different muscle groups, tensing them, letting go, that will just relax you. And, all these things in combination would work to de-stress you.
Put that on the list.